Bless us in our future and the property, Father. Bless us to use it in ways pleasing to you. Forgive us of our sins and thank you for everything you've done for us and continue to do on our behalf.
It's been a few weeks since Garrison passed. I met Maddie in Caleb's house. I'm back in North Carolina. We're starting to put together some plans and some thoughts about what we want Garrison's memorial service to look like. I'm glad I'm here with the grandbabies. His birthday just passed 2 weeks ago, and that was hard.
Thank goodness she was already staying with them. Nothing like an unexpected tragedy to make you appreciate pre-installed family support. And is it just me, or does baby Joey look suspiciously like a tiny Garrison clone? Either way, it's genuinely heartwarming to see Janelle surrounded by her grandkids. Honestly, her move to North Carolina with her daughter might have been the best decision she's made in a while. I'm actually excited to see this new farm everyone keeps talking about, hoping it's more cozy homestead and less fixer-upper nightmare. Oh, and completely off topic, but Caleb, he gives me the ick. Just saying. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. David absolutely nailed it when it came to talking to someone who's grieving, especially a parent. His line, "I didn't know him much. Tell me a little bit of stories about him," was exactly what you should say. People often avoid mentioning the loss, thinking they'll make the person feel worse. Newsflash, you're not reminding them of anything they don't already know. And especially for parents who've lost a child, they want to talk about it. It's not about dredging up the pain, it's about sharing the memories. They're usually hesitant because it makes others uncomfortable, but when you ask a parent to tell me some of your favorite stories, and then actually listen, you're giving them a gift. If you're ever unsure of what to say to someone grieving, that's your golden ticket. David's stock definitely went way up after that conversation. I was honestly impressed with how he handled the entire thing. He saw Christine fighting back tears, and instead of brushing it off, he reassured her that it was okay to let go. He didn't try to shut her down or tell her how she should feel. He just validated her emotions. I loved his advice too. Sometimes you need to smile and laugh, and other times you need to scream. Bottling it up never works, and he got that. While David can't completely relate to losing a child, he knows what it feels like to lose a partner in a similar way. His empathy shone through. David is the definition of a mature, stable man who puts others first, totally the opposite of Kody. Seriously, this scene completely shifted my perspective on David. He was thoughtful, understanding, and deeply attuned to Christine's grief. It's clear he's been through his own loss and learned that while the pain never completely goes away, you just learn to carry it with you. David's approach was spot on. He helped Christine focus on the positive memories of Garrison, the laughs, the love, and the good times. Given that David's been through something similar with his late wife, he knows that grief is something you live with, not something you ever fully get over, but you find a way to keep going. Kody, Robyn, and Kody's Eco took them to Kody, Wyoming, a town that just happens to share his name. It's the perfect place for a narcissist to retreat, far away from the people and places that actually know him. Robyn tries to downplay it, acting like it's no big deal, just a quick 20-minute drive. Kody, however, sets the record straight. It's closer to an hour. Why? Well, the theory is that Kody can't show his face in his own hometown. Why? Because his friends from the LDS community had a field day ripping apart his lifestyle, which he once touted as righteous, justified by his deep religious beliefs. That is, until it wasn't. Now, he's abandoned his entire family, throwing his original wives and children under the bus. Imagine what those people think of him now. Meanwhile, Kody's own family members are attending Christine's wedding and supporting the original 3 wives and their children. As for Kody, he's apparently too good for the polygamy ranch, probably because, let's face it, he can't face the fallout of his actions. He left his faith and his family for Robyn, and that's not a look he wants to parade around in public. The Browns tried to frame this little getaway as a lighthearted family vacation, like the good old days, but it's not exactly landing as planned. And no, I'm not here to judge the grief, but the way they're spinning the truth, that's worth noting. The truth is clear. Kody and Robyn aren't welcome in Kody's hometown. They could have gone, sure, but that would have meant answering some very uncomfortable questions and maybe, just maybe, taking some accountability. And we all know that doesn't fit with the safe narrative they're trying to sell. Some people think the timing of this trip was staged. I don't, but I do think it was a bit of a performance. The original family was likely at the ranch while Kody and Robyn, along with the camera crew, were a solid hour away, painting a different picture of the trip. Kody should have faced the music, maybe even with Garrison by his side. He could have gone to the ranch, spent time with his family, and then made his way to Robyn's crew and Kody for a few hours. Instead, he stayed hidden away in Kody, with Robyn making sure Garrison spent more time with her than anyone else. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Robyn and her kids shouldn't have gone, especially since Garrison loved them, but the whole thing just feels off. Kody's grief is real, but that doesn't mean he gets a free pass to act like everything is business as usual. I'm sure he would have gone back to the ranch if he could have, but Robyn probably convinced him to stay as far away as possible, and in doing so, kept her kids from having any meaningful interaction with the rest of the family. Some might say I'm piling on Robyn, but the truth is, this whole situation feels driven by her. Kody's been silent, and Robyn has yet to express any sympathy or compassion for Janelle or the other original wives. She misrepresented the entire trip, and instead of mourning with her family, she seems focused on spinning the narrative in her favor. If it were me, I'd have gone to Wyoming alone with Garrison's ashes. I'd have apologized, said all the things I should have said when he was alive, and maybe even listened to his favorite music. But instead, Kody took his family vacation with Garrison's memory, seemingly ignoring him in life and death. It's sad, and I think it says a lot about his priorities. Kody and Janelle should have made the trip alone to lay their son to rest, and any memorial service could have been planned later. But as usual, everything revolves around Kody and Robyn. People are right to say that Kody's made Garrison's death about himself. He's let Robyn manipulate him, and he's fully complicit in it. He hasn't even tried to comfort the other kids or his ex-wives. If it were me, I'd want to lean on the mothers of my children, share the grief, and try to comfort each other. But Kody? He's too busy being manipulated and playing the victim. And that, sadly, is on him just as much as it is on Robyn. Robyn's behavior following Garrison's tragic death is absolutely disgusting. The fake tears, the endless pandering to Kody about comforting him, and her utterly self-absorbed comment about the burial being not about her. Except, of course, she somehow finds a way to make it all about her. And don't even get me started on how she's completely ignored Janelle's loss. It's as if Janelle doesn't even exist in Robyn's world, and that's beyond disrespectful. Let's not forget her little stunt with isolating her kids from their siblings, causing unnecessary drama in a kid's chat about Christmas gifts. That resulted in a huge rift between Kody and his kids, especially Garrison and Gabriel. How charming! And during the pandemic, Robyn and her household set up all these extreme boundaries, but guess who ended up catching COVID? Their nanny. Yes, their nanny. While Kody was busy shaming his own kids for any unsafe behavior, Robyn had a person in and out of her house who, clearly, wasn't even washing her hands. Classic Robyn. Then there's the cherry on top. Robyn out shopping and running errands during COVID, getting pulled over for speeding while none of them bothered to wear masks. Barry is getting in the cops' faces, and Robyn doesn't even tell her to stop. What a role model. It's clear the rules were all just a way to keep Kody stuck with her. Meanwhile, Brianna's still attending in-person school, and Robyn's living her best unrestricted life. The other wives, at least, have the decency to mention how Janelle is doing or that they've spoken with her. But Robyn, she's too busy being the queen of passive-aggressive drama to show a shred of empathy for anyone else. It's time for her to take responsibility and, at the very least, offer some public condolences to Janelle. Okay, tears in the memorial room, seriously? Didn't think I'd be crying this episode, but here we are. I was doing fine until they showed the memorial room at the Humane Society in honor of Garrison. Like, I had that little moment where I thought, okay, maybe they'll put up a plaque for him. And then bam, they're already showing it. Plaque and room all set up. That's when I lost it. Like, come on, how am I supposed to handle this? Shout out to the amazing people and the kitties at the Humane Society. And rest in peace, Garrison. Also, major props to the lady from the Humane Society. She knew exactly what to say to give Janelle some comfort. But man, when Janelle couldn't even finish her sentence and Savannah had to step in, I was done. And that picture of Garrison with his cat and that huge smile. Heartbreaking. Gone too soon, but never forgotten. Robyn. I literally have never wanted to punch my screen more than I do right now. It's just Robyn. Not even Kody can reach the level of irritation she manages to hit. A death changes you, she says. Oh, really? Just a death? Not the loss of a child. Not the loss of Kody's son. Garrison to her is just some annoying stranger, someone who might steal the spotlight and make Kody want to form actual bonds with his other kids. God forbid, right? And then, the cherry on top. I feel like the graveside service will be very sad. Yeah, no kidding, Sherlock. Who says that? A gravesite isn't exactly a place for sunshine and rainbows, especially not right after a fresh death. Not to mention, it's your husband's son's gravesite. So yeah, Robyn, it's gonna be sad. The fake tears, the dripping annoyance in her voice. Honestly, I don't even want to watch the show as long as she's in it. I can totally see why Mykelti distanced herself from Robyn after hearing about the drama at the funeral. It's just disgusting. And let's not forget her insightful, articulate commentary, like, and stuff. She really brings depth to the conversation, huh? She shouldn't have even been near Garrison's family business. Janelle is way too nice, and that's a huge flaw here. Most women would have ripped Robyn a new one by now. Kody would have been put in his place too, probably paying child support and struggling to get by. They've gotten away with way too much, and it's honestly outrageous at this point. I feel for Solomon. I've rewatched those Garrison tributes more times than I'd care to admit, and honestly, it's just heartbreaking. There's this weird, unshakable feeling inside me that Garrison deserves so much more love and respect than we, as fans, ever saw him get. Except from the OG moms and sibs, of course. But then last night's episode, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Poor Solomon isn't being protected either. He comes off as this quiet, sweet kid who's basically being paraded around like a puppet. Also, his parents can keep the cash flowing. What is wrong with these people? Now, I know there are a lot of comments out there jumping to conclusions about his situation. But let's not forget that we don't actually know the full story. Before they made the move to Flagstaff, the kids were on the show all the time, multiple days per episode, multiple storylines. We saw everything. But this season, we're lucky to get a glimpse of Solomon in a single, barely there storyline per episode. It's not like they're following him around for days on end. Instead, we get one edited snapshot of his life, stretched out over the course of an entire episode, mixed in with a bunch of other storylines to make it seem like more time has passed. Let's face it, Solomon is a preteen boy, and he's not going to be as comfortable with the cameras as the other kids eventually were. He hasn't had the same relationship with the crew that they did. So yeah, it's easy to jump to conclusions, but honestly, we're only seeing a couple of hours of his life every few months. It's hard to judge his situation when we're only getting these fragmented moments. And as for R and K, yeah, they're awful, but we can't really know what's going on with Solomon based on a few hours of footage, no matter how much we think we can. The drama continues, right? So Mary reached out to Janelle. Big shocker. But did Robyn? That's a mystery. The one thing we know for sure is that Mary's first instinct was to bring some food and comfort to Janelle. She's got the whole sister-wife bond thing down, apparently. Christine also mentioned being in contact with Janelle, so she was clearly stepping up her game. But Robyn? We've yet to hear her mention Janelle in any meaningful way on the show. Robyn supposedly wanted to keep Janelle as a sister wife, but when exactly did that come up? Because I honestly don't remember either Janelle or Robyn bringing it up. I mean, Robyn is probably smart enough to realize that her presence would be more of a distraction than a comfort to anyone except Kody. Let's face it, Mary and Janelle might have their differences, but they've got a history. They probably love each other in their own way and can count on each other when it counts. Robyn, though, not so much. I'm not sure anyone really sees her as family. Sure, some might say that Robyn should have been there, but would it really have been the right thing to do? I think we all know the answer to that one. Honestly, I'm glad she didn't just insert herself into the situation. She probably knew no one wanted her there. And as for Mary and Janelle's history, well, Mary and Janelle's bond goes way back. We're talking pre-Kody days. I think Janelle might have known Mary's family before Kody was even in the picture. It's been a long time, and they've been through a lot together. Will Kody resent Robyn? It's hard to ignore how he treats her like the love of his life, his ride-or-die soulmate, but I can't shake the feeling that at some point, Kody's going to start resenting her. Relationships often crumble after the loss of a child, and it's not just about grief. Resentment can sneak in too. Sure, Kody's basically a textbook narcissist who's spent 19 seasons proving he's more concerned with himself than anyone else. But come on, there's no way he won't eventually look back at all the time he lost with Garrison and not place some of the blame on Robyn. Let's be real, Kody's already had some moments of clarity. He's admitted that the whole COVID situation was a mess, and in hindsight, pretty insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Even though he defended Robyn like she was the queen of the universe, constantly brushing off her relationship with the kids, I can't help but think that, deep down, when he finally reflects on the time and connections he lost, he'll be upset with Robyn. Sure, to the cameras, he was her knight in shining armor, demanding apologies and insisting that the boys weren't safe around her, whatever that even means. But let's not forget, this is a man terrified of failure. He's holding on to her for dear life, afraid to lose his safety net. And somewhere, buried deep in that fragile ego of his, he knows that without Robyn, his relationship with his kids might not have fallen apart the way it did. What do you think? I feel like I'm constantly getting my posts deleted for being too harsh, but hey, I didn't call him an asterisk hole this time. So maybe this one will stick. As for Robyn, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up leaving him. In the most recent episode, she said something along the lines of, "People change with grief," which honestly, I didn't catch at first. But the second time I heard it, I had this epiphany. She's laying the groundwork for leaving him. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it really stood out. If she doesn't keep him distracted with her usual chaos, Kody might actually have to do some self-reflection, and we all know that's a dangerous game for him. He'll probably never admit that it was his fault for the COVID situation and pushing Garrison away. But let's be real, people with narcissistic tendencies are experts at dodging blame. Maybe he'll blame Janelle instead. It wouldn't be the first time. I'm so thrilled that Kody and Robyn got their little family vacation. How fortunate for them. I'm currently on season 9 and had to see for myself how this episode played out. Let me tell you, every time Robyn appears on screen, it's like the whole vibe turns into a masterclass in entitlement and darkness. I mean, seriously, why the hell are you on vacation with your new family when you're supposed to be taking your son's ashes to his gravesite? I can't be the only one who finds that a little off, right? But hey, Christine's name for her tree? Chef's kiss. That moment was everything. Such a fitting tribute. And don't even get me started on the whole explanation for why they chose to stay in Kody instead of level Y. Apparently, the rooms in his hometown just weren't up to par, and oh, there's nothing to do there. Sure, okay. Guess they couldn't make it work in the place that actually means something. So let's go ahead and turn it into a vacation destination instead. Also, are we seriously revisiting Kody's glory days of his sign-selling career? Really? Because nothing says heartfelt family moment like a trip down memory lane to Kody's most pathetic career moments. The entire thing was incredibly tasteless, and honestly, you can't even blame the producers for this one. This wasn't about content. They had plenty of content just in the emotional weight of the trip itself. But no, Kody and Robyn had to make it all about their version of pioneer family fun, mixing in some "I remember when I almost sold a sign" nostalgia. And Pristine's name for that tree? Forever etched in my mind. It perfectly captures the essence of Garrison's legacy. Honestly, I'm actually relieved for the family, minus Robyn and Kody, as they get to move forward in their grief without the two of them overshadowing everything. David nailed it when he talked about how grief isn't just about crying. It's about laughing, sharing memories, getting angry, and feeling everything. It's messy, it sucks, but it's real, and if you try to bottle it up, it will come out eventually. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.